I'll record. PD, you wanna record? Oh, do you want me to help with something risky?
No, it's just loading. Yeah,
No? Okay.
it's okay. Hi all, welcome to the Scrum. Actually, this is my first time to chair a Scrum, and this is also my second week at my intern program. And how do you guys doing? Is it good today?
Yeah, fine. Great.
Yeah, hope you
Good.
guys enjoy your day. Yeah, since this is almost the end of the day. Good luck.
What kind of good luck?
First, let's go to our campaign summary. Yeah, I will share my screen on the Trello board. Yeah, is that already appear in your screen, guys?
uh, you share the screen, yeah? Not
Yeah,
opening. Okay. Yeah, it's
yeah.
appear already.
As for the campaign summary, I would say that we are doing good by the fact that our weekly revenue is increasing. Later on, we will see that on Tableau. And from this cross-chapter campaign section, I don't see any significant drop except for the card from booking.com. I see a drop at instant books and checkouts. Yeah, maybe Lilis and VD can comment on that later. Yeah, that for the campaign summary. Maybe Kak Lilis, Kak VD have any comment on this drop? Is this already happening before or this is new?
Okay. Which drop is that? For booking.com, actually the checkouts is increasing, but the conversion from awareness to the instant book or engagement is actually increased because decreased because we add more activity on the awareness part. But the booking pace it is stagnant compared to last week. I guess.
Okay, so we can assume that it is not actually a drop yet since
Yeah,
uh, yeah, yeah.
it's constant from our yesterday. What is that? Campaign Scrum.
Okay, that's clear, Kak Lilis. Let's move into personal pivot with first with from Kak Lilis. Please give your update, Kak Lilis.
Okay. Thank you, Rizky. So for my card, actually, first is the intern onboarding material audit. So yesterday I'm doing the audit basically for the PI onboarding materials. As per Rizky also helped me to make a video tutorial on how to do pricing. I only include the materials that is relevant for today's business intelligence scope of work. So it is updated already and it is used now by Kevin as the first one who used it. And for the Atra Bambology request, we are now in experiment on the what is that? The giveaway promotion, which actually don't get really good insights. We only get five share and for save post, but we don't tagged by the guests yet. And the next plan is to outreach the current guests that stay from 21st of January to 21st of February. And then for the pricing strategy, actually, I delegate to Risky and also I think Naval will help with that. Um, for the Toki rates creation, and Risky will help with the pricing strategy. Okay, so for the website campaign, Rizal is currently working on a booking page improvement, and then we'll finish by this Friday. And then Gani is working on the content side, which will improve to make a English version of the caption. So that's the option of the photos that we would like to use for the ad in the Instagram. And then last one, the implementation of community funnel, or basically the community chapter improvement. Yesterday I have a light talk with Tandy to discuss how's community going and what is the next plan. It's only a light talk that we try to understand like the chapter and also understand each other. What is that? Updates basically. Yeah, that's all from my side, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis. Is anyone have a question or comment for Kak Lilis updates? I actually have a question, Kak,
Yep, yep,
for your card pricing strategy for 2021, since it is also related for my task and novel task too.
yep.
Uh, Short question: is there any difference pricing strategy before COVID and after COVID?
Before COVID and after COVID. Okay. Yeah, the price is as a general pattern of pricing. Yes, usually the price is lower in the after COVID situation, which is today still in the COVID situation, yeah, not after COVID. I don't know what do you mean by after and before, but this time, when COVID still exists, we're still in a lower price compared to before the COVID-19 is arised. And for Jogja properties, you can try to analyze first the market as the what is that the tool that you develop during the trial for risky, and you can try to basically analyze what is the market right now in terms of pricing. Perhaps VD, that is previously in Charon Region 3, you have something to say during pricing?
Yep, region three. Usually, the prices in region three are mostly kind of like discovered through the scraper as well as the consultation with the owner, because some of the owner already have like listing in also other OTAs, and they kind of like we have to negotiate with them regarding the price because they also have the price set in other OTAs. But mostly, we can kind of like give suggestions to them through the price scraper. And I think a lot of owners in Scott 3 is actually really cooperative in the pricing strategy compared to the Scott 1 properties.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Kak Lilis and Kak Vidi. Any other question, guys? I think no, so we can move to next. Vidi, can you give us your updates?
Right, thank you very much, Rusky. So, from myself, usually this week actually I just completed the task that from Cariza, which is the instant book rate. It's just a kind of visualization in Redash, and actually one thing that is a handover is the continuation driver from competitiveness of PV services that will be helped by Aya. So if I think we will have a further discussion on this one so that we can pick one of the services that we want to target and then drive that in the company. Uh, but this week mostly it's more of a visualization thing actually and automation. So that's actually the update from me. So practically, I don't have any tasks anymore in BI. So I will have to find people who want to give me a task and also develop the current task.
Okay, thank you, Kak Vidi. Any question or comment for Kak Vidi's update? No? Okay, let's move to Novel updates. Novel,
Okay,
please.
thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay, I got two cards. The first one is creating handover system. So I believe this is 2 weeks before I left BV. So I started to creating the outer paper. So if you guys can see within the card, I already put the link for the handover paper that I created, and also I created the marketing funnel, marketing funnel visualization for easier understanding of the delegation. Uh, I'm starting to write the delegation paper with a narrative format and divide it into four main chapters. Basically, like how to do a project management in the Facebook marketing. I divide it into like planning, organizing, leading, and also control, monitor, and evaluate. And then that's for the first card. And then the second card is pricing for agent three. Vidi asked me to price it, the agent three using the scraper. I already done it, but there are a few properties that I have not done due to minor problems. Video LC, Omega Guardian 27 and Omega Guardian 28. And also I have not applied it on Toolkit because I'm still waiting I'm still waiting for Risky to give another price recommendation. So the pricing source is not only from one point of view. So I think that's all my updates, Mr. Chair. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Noval, for the updates. Any comment or question, guys, for Noval updates? Okay, if there is no question, let's move to next updates. David, is David here? Yeah, I think David is not here, so we can just move to Sajid updates. Sajid, please.
Hi, yeah. For me, it's the first card. In my first card, there's no major updates. It's that I recently found out that it's missing a few. The code is missing a few functions that is affecting its prediction accuracy. So I'm currently working on that. Ideally, this should be this is actually overdue, and I would like to request sometime. I think ideally by the end of this week, it should be done. Yeah, that's all from here.
Okay, thank you, Sajid. Any question, guys, and comments maybe for Sajid update? I actually have a question for Sajid regarding our intern project last week about the McKinsey report. Is that done, or anything
yes,
we can help for that?
that has been done already. That's finished.
Okay, okay, that's good. Any other question, guys? If no, we can move to Aya updates. Over to you, Aya.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. So I have updated the statistics. I've done 5 agents outreach since last Wednesday, and then the what is it? Interested agents rate is stagnant. Uh, two new two new interested agents, but the engaged agents are increasing because we plan to increase the frequency of engagement this week, and we'll do that until next Friday. So yeah, and me and Canadian will monitor the result and take action based on that results. Yeah, I think that's my updates. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Aya. Is anyone have question or comments? Maybe Kak Lilis or other? No question. I heard that Kak Aya mentioned before that an increment in engaged agents due to the increasing of engagement activity. Yeah. Is that right, Kaya?
Yeah, actually, it's right. It's not because we increased the frequency of engagement. So yeah, we what is it? The engaged agents are increasing. The rate is more.
Okay, that's cool, Kak Aya.
Okay.
Any other comments or suggestion, guys? No? Okay, let's move to my own card. For my updates, I actually have done all the pairings for the intern onboarding, but I still have one milestones on this 2 weeks onboarding. That is chairing a meeting. So actually, this is my last milestone to be completed in this 2 weeks onboarding program. Next for the next card is pricing the region 3, and actually I have discussed it with Naufal before. We also discussed about some Python script that Vidis gave. For the next card is about my project, no updates until now. And then about the next card is about Tokit video tutorial. It is already finished, and Kak Lilis also add the written documentation version, yeah, so that the next intern could be use could be could use this, yeah. Any comment or suggestion, guys? Yeah, yeah, Vidi.
Uh, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, just a comment actually, not a suggestion. But I really like the Tokit video tutorial because uh, it is very not BI. It's very not BI, but it's really BI at the same time because it's really fun. You guys should watch the Tokit video tutorial.
Thank you, Kak Vidi.
Yeah, if you forget how to price a property through Tokit, you can open that.
Yeah. Any other comment or suggestion, guys?
Yeah. Can you share it?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I can share the link
Oh,
in the Slack. Is that okay, Kak Lilis? Can I share to
okay,
everyone?
of course.
Okay. Okay. If there is no question, next is Mr. Jing Pivot. Is there any update, Mr. Jing?
Actually, there is none. Thank you for the question. I realize this actually belongs more in leadership than it does in business intelligence. So I'm going to move this over to leadership.
Okay. Let's move to Kevin. Give me your updates, Kevin.
Yeah, because I just accepted here. I just reading a lot of papers and videos that RV gave to me. It's really a lot. So yeah, there's no update from me. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. By the way, welcome to BI. Since this is your first day as an intern, yeah. Give an applause, guys. Welcome, Kevin.
Yay.
Okay, there is actually the last card for the personal pivot. Lilis want to give the summary.
Yes, Mr. Chair, I have the summary.
Okay,
I'd like to share my screen.
okay.
Okay. Share application window. Okay. This one. For the summary, first from me, onboarding material for BI chapter is done. And then first post on IG for Atra Bambulu GG4 is ready. And we still observe the results. And then delegate region 3 pricing to Risky and also Novel at the same time. And then booking page improvement and content preparation is ongoing. It is to support the campaigns, the website campaign. And then I have a light talk about community with Andy yesterday. There is no significant result or significant action plan that we bring. It's just an introduction. And for VD, there is a visualization done for instant booking rate that requested by result. And then we'll discuss with Aya for the competitiveness of VD service, which one that they would like to observe more. From Naval, he created a handover system for Facebook marketing. And then pricing for region 3 that is discussed together with Risky. And then from Sajid, there is a few additional function that implemented to the project, which is property projection, revenue projection. And then currently testing to improve the accuracy uh, is ongoing and should be done by this week, I guess. Okay, for Aya, five outreach for agent is conducted, and there is two new interested agent. Increase the frequency for agent engagement. From Risky, done all pairing for BI onboarding materials, and then discussing the pricing for agency with Nopal. No update for the big project, which is the market analysis. And then Tokyo video is done, and there's the additional written documentation, specifically currently for David. Sorry, for Kevin, you can use that. It is attached on your paper, on the daily paper. And then no updates from Kevin because he just onboarded, and from Mr. Jing, no, I would like to write no update, and he moved the card into the leadership board for the leadership discussion. Basically, that's all my update. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis, for the summary. Next, let's move to Tableau first. As I mentioned before, we can see an increment in weekly sales. Wait for a minute for the screen. Actually, this increment is mostly came from the weekend, from January 17th. I'm sorry, wait a minute for the screen. Maybe I can read the description first. Last 2 weeks, so it is 10th of January until 17th of January. It is only 58 bookings, and 17th January until 24th January is 65 booking, and it is majorly originated from the weekend part. And for our target is 50,000, right? Now we are on 44 and 500. So we nearly reached our target. And can we achieve this target by this week, since this is last week of January, right? I believe that we can reach our target, since if we look at the past, the lowest weekly sales is about 6,000 or 7,000. Yeah. So suppose that we have the lowest revenue this week, we still have the target reached by the end of this week. Oh yeah, thank you for the screen share video. Yeah, maybe any comments from this statistic? Do you agree, guys? If we can reach the target by this week, is that logical?
Risky, you have to appoint someone.
Okay,
Don't
let's
appoint me.
point. Uh, maybe Novel first. Novel can go first.
Yeah, okay. I think if you take that with a comparison to the last week, it's pretty logical, but you have to analyze also from another campaign that for Airbnb Booking.com Facebook and also campaign about performance, what is their opportunity to achieve those $5,000 in this particular week. I think
Okay, thank you, Noval. Do you have anything to add up, Sajid?
No. So basically, just like you said, looking at the average weekly sales uh, over the past few weeks, and then worst come to worst, getting the lowest out of the average, we still would be able to reach the target. Yep, that's all.
Okay, maybe to Kak Aya, do you have anything to add up for this?
No, I agree with you. As Sajid agree with you too. Yeah, I think I have nothing to add.
Okay, maybe to Kevin, do you have any idea? Or
Yeah, I don't actually I don't have the TabView access, so maybe video release can give it to me soon. And yeah, based on the statistic here, yeah, the lowest is 7,000, right? I think 50,000 is going to be achievable, but it's only how many days left? It's 27, 4 days left. Yeah, so we need a little bit
yeah,
hurry up.
4 days left. Okay,
Yeah, thank
how
you.
about Kak Lilis? Do you have any comment, Kak?
Okay, thank you, Rizky. Yeah, actually, by seeing the weekly sales that we can you try to zoom out how many is that 1000, yeah, 1000 in how many days is that from 21st from 24, yeah, 4 5 4 5 6
3 days.
4 days or 3 days you can
Four.
only produce um 1000, and then you have uh 4 days left with limited with fewer occupancy available. Sorry, with fewer availability for the calendar. I think I will not agree with you. We can't reach that if we see the statistics, but if we can do something like uh, con- converting every day from any other channel to not only Airbnb and Booking.com, it's still possible. If we can sell lot 5 and then lot 3, it's still possible. But my guess, we we will not receive 50. That's my guess. But yeah, back to you, chair.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis. Kak Vidi, do you have any opinion?
Yeah, pretty much the same as the list. Although there are some ongoing deals. For example, this Friday, perhaps there's going to be deal for lot three for a week or so. But I don't think it can carry it that much. I think one of the issue here is the unavailability of lot six, and also the big properties are not selling. Actually, lot three is pretty much pretty selling for some reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Although the
Sure.
price is
For long
almost the
term.
same as lot six, but unfortunately lot six is not available. And I think Wine already tried to contact Pak about this, but I haven't had the
Yeah,
answer.
I think Jing has the update with you.
Yes, Mr. Jing.
Yes, I have the update. I forgot to write it in the CRM. I called Pat Chris on Monday to ask him about this because, it's an understanding that we have an exclusive agreement with him. And he was sort of like, oh, I didn't know. So he backpedaled a little bit. Um, but anyway, we have an understanding that this shouldn't happen again. That's what I have. This is a little bit of client discipline. I think we need to enforce every now and then. So Chris should not be doing that. He mumbled something about like, oh, they're just taking a single bedroom and they came to me. But I think regardless, yeah, we should have exclusive control of that. So, anyways, I think he understands I'm back now, and that shouldn't happen anymore. But just to let you know, the understanding is that that should not ever happen. That's never happened before since the very beginning. and that shouldn't start happening now. If that happens again, let me know, and I will have, yeah, I don't know, do something, yeah.
Okay.
But we
But
need to draw a line in the
so the reason is now known that he has occupancy from his own guests. Right?
Yeah, that is the
Okay.
reason. Yes, correct.
Oh, oh, that's his own guess.
Yes, it's his own guest. He put in a Russian couple. Yeah, so that's what's there.
Right. But there's no communication actually with.
That's why it's a little bit sneaky. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that shouldn't happen. Yeah, that's
yeah. But
Yeah.
I think we have agreement. If there is the owner guest, we should have also a bit of the occupancy.
I
Sorry,
get
the
focus
commission.
out from the next one now. Yeah.
Okay.
So look, what's past is past, right? I can't do anything.
Yeah,
I can't ask him to kick out his guest. But what we can do is we can make sure we get the next guest into lot 6 so that there is no gap. Um, Ideally, if we're able to, like, let's say, pack the villa consecutively, then there's no opportunity for anything like
yeah.
this to happen. So that would be avoiding like this type of distortion effect.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because the prediction at first, my argument is because all lots is available, so I believe that I can see 50, and then suddenly lot 6 is blocked. So yeah, that's
I
I think
know.
it is.
I know. Okay. We have other villas. Let's try to make it back from wherever we can. Of course,
Yeah,
this has to load balance a little bit, but uh, we need to set a tone that this isn't correct behavior. That then limits the amount of future impact that this type of situation will have. Um, yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's
Yep.
all.
okay.
Yep.
Thank you,
That's it.
sir. Yeah,
So yeah, that's just one of the factor actually, Mr. Chair, that might affect the condition, and also the restrictions that we have this month. That has also some impact. I think the cancellation is small, not as big as previously, but it's constantly. We constantly have a cancellation, like every 2 days, every 3 days, 3 days. We always have cancellation. Because previously there is a point in time where suddenly the cancellation stopped, or like we only have like one cancellation in like a week or something like that. But then the cancellation rate is picking up, but it's not picking up, but we kind of have like a constant rate of cancellations. So that's also one thing. We got stuck in 40,000, and then we got down to 39,000, and then 40,000 again in the span of like 4 days previously, if I'm not mistaken. So that's also a thing. Yeah, back to you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis, Kak Vidi, and Mr. Jing for the comment and suggestion. Yes, guys, we have some problems, especially about the availabilities. Yeah, but let's do our best so that we can reach our goals by the end of this week. For your information, there is still one weekend for our hope, 30 January and 31. Yeah. So let's just hope on that. Okay, next for Vidi, can you open the yearly growth? Actually, last November we have year-on-year growth is on minus 86%. And let's ignore December and include it as anomaly since it is very high season. Now our year-on-year growth is minus 87%. And if I believe that if we can reach our goal, then we still can get less negative year-on-year growth uh, on this month. I know, guys, it is sounds optimistic, but how is your comment? Uh, I give actually I can give this assumption since we have a trend from April, May, June, July, August, and so on. We have consistently less negative growth. Uh, any comment or suggestion? Maybe to Sajid first. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Especially with the fact that the COVID situation is actually worsening in Indonesia, but given the fact that there is vaccines found and that is going to be implemented soon, I guess that would somewhat help the growth improve. But as of now, looking at the trend, we can assume your assumption is right. Yeah, I agree with that.
Actually, I have a question for Kak Lis and Kak Vidi. Based on what this yearly growth is calculated? I mean, is that calculated only by revenue or how?
Yep, it's calculated by revenue from the previous year. So, for example, like now it's January 2020, 21. So it compares itself to January 2020. So, in order to for us to get the same growth as September, which is 80 minus 86%, I believe we have to get about 47k, 48k. Then we will have less negative growth compared to November. If that's what you mean, Mr. Shea.
Okay, so that is right. Yeah, it is only calculated only by revenue. Okay, that's clear. Any other comment, guys? If no, then can we move to Rides, Vidi? Let's go to campaign direct booking page from campaign direct general, Kak. Yeah. So one thing that I interest the most in this graph is actually in these last weeks we miss the agent and Instagram booking. So it looks like last 2 weeks the booking is only came from Airbnb and mostly from Airbnb and website here. So the color blue and green is missing in the last 2 weeks. Is that right? Uh, Maybe yeah. Uh, any comment? Maybe Kak Lilis, is this the first time that this is happening, or is this the effect of something?
You were saying about the agent in Instagram? Sorry.
Yeah, it looks like from the graph it is missing. Yeah.
On the gutters. So, yeah, I think, siapa namanya? Rizky is not joining the campaign from, yeah, that's actually the biggest problem that we face in the sales funnel right now is there is no new transaction from Facebook, Instagram, and agent. First of all, we noticed that I think about before the 2 weeks of this month. I mean, in the first or second week, I forget. Um, we first thought that our conversion tactic is need to be improved again. That's why our first pivot is try to enhance the conversion skills from HAR by doing the workshop, inquiry workshop. We also try to maintain our listing in Facebook and Instagram. Uh, the posting frequency increases right now, and for the agent, uh, the upper the upper activity like the outreach is increasing, but the conversion is none. So yeah, that's actually back to before. I don't really remember what month is that. We also faced this yeah, forget about that. Yeah, that's the general problem for direct booking right now. The most supply or revenue that we get now is from Airbnb instant booking. I guess some is the conversion from Airbnb, and also other is from booking.com. Perhaps Vidi, do you have any idea why is the pattern is actually like this? I mean, only for direct channel.
Yes. Yeah, I think this data is supposed to be correct. So, yeah, we're saying that it's slowing down, right? For the just like what Risky mentioned,
Yeah.
from the color scheme itself, we know that the majority of the direct bookings actually come from Airbnb campaign,
Hmm.
and Yeah, we've tried to do the inquiry conversion training from Nadine. And for Airbnb itself, we noticed that the inquiry conversion actually kind of increased, right? So
Yep, yep,
Airbnb
yeah,
and Nadine
that's
also mentioned that Airbnb is the safest one because, also, of course, maybe because we have the privilege of the data that I provided to Nadine also for the inquiry analysis, and we are able to like, in general, figure out the some patterns and some stuff, excluding the spam that we had last Sunday, right?
mm-hmm.
But in general, the conversion is pretty good from the HR team. One possible option is also to investigate the individual of the HR, perhaps, or maybe uh, I believe that HR plans to, for example, like reinvent their training scheme or their operational scheme. For example, like Airbnb should be the fundamental and the thing that all HR interns must go through because direct booking is considered
Right,
to be like more difficult than Airbnb conversion because there are less constraints from the site itself, the platform, and so on and so forth. So perhaps one of the reasons is also because previously a new intern is directly given the task to do like agent or Facebook, which is
Facebook.
considered more difficult or something like that. From
Right. Okay, so first, as the hypothesis is on the conversion stage is uh some HR don't have any basics working for conversion on Airbnb as the basic, right? The basic, what is that? Understanding of conversion. How many HR that is actually apa directly assigned to direct booking? Do you have any visibility of it?
I remember, I think the one that I remember that is not a direct ongoing the Airbnb but directly goes to the Airbnb is only Deborah, right?
Yeah, perhaps. Okay, let's investigate more on that. Yeah. Okay, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Kak Lilis and Kak Vidi, for the comment. And that is great. The problem is detected and already handled. Uh, Next, let's move directly into the discussion management board. Uh, okay. Vidi, actually, can you help me to share the screen? Yeah, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Vidi. Yeah, first discussion came from Kalilis. Please, Kalilis, can you explain more?
Yeah, I think only me that write down this discussion. Okay. First of all, I would like to basically this is mainly about the chapter itself because lately I feel that this chapter is empty. No really good quality of discussion, no new idea from you, no new discussion topics from you, so I feel it is empty. That first I would like to say. For the newest one, Risky and Kevin, we actually have this research thread basically to give you media to write down any of your opinion, any of your idea or problems that you face during the internship to be discussed in the BI Scrum. So anything you can write down here, and I hope that I would see new topics by next week from the interns and also VD. VD is also not writing down any topics. I don't know why. Perhaps because VD is busy or you don't have any topic right now. I feel like I only need to write down the topics. I don't know why. It's
Leaders are leading the discovery.
Yeah, but I hope that I can lead you to discover too. Okay, so first about the topics regarding the February. perhaps if VD can go back to the BV stats, we can see that our starting revenue, that's your BV stat, I guess, VD. Yeah. The starting revenue is only 13 thousand, and it's far lower than January. If we want to see growth, then we have to achieve more on the February, right? I think, what is our target for revenue growth, VD? Do you remember that?
So it's 1% better from the previous month, but because
It's
December is
it's about
considered
the
to be,
year-on-year growth,
yeah,
right?
yes, correct.
What's year-on-year?
On the
How about
year-on-year growth will be, ah,
the, yeah, that's the year-on-year growth. How about the monthly revenue growth? Is that 15%?
so previously we only take note of the previous year because of the constraints, right? For this. So for example, like if
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this year is 86, we want to be negative 85% better. So it's about 15%
Okay.
of 27,000. Because we have always noticed that February is a dip month.
Low.
So what's that?
Yeah, it's a reminder basically. So to have a quick check. Risky. This month, we have to achieve just 85, 85 every day, yeah, because we're still 86 today. 85 growth. Please calculate it. VD, can you show the data of previously how much we get? It's a quick math, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
this one, right?
it is minus
Yes.
85. It means 15% of uh, last February revenue. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're clever. And
So,
how much is that?
how much is the revenue on last February? Uh, oh, yeah, I see that. 270,000, 271. So we have to get around 41,000 with this.
Okay, correct. You are so clever, Rizky.
Thank you.
What
Okay.
is this?
If we want to basically achieve the 1% out of the minus growth, then we have to achieve around 41, which is lower than January. Okay, then go back to the discussion management board. What do you think if we put like 41 or 42 for the February, which today we we get, for example, at the end of the month we receive 40, 46 to 50. In a BI sense, what do you think is that? Is it okay, or how is that? I will offer to PD to enhance the conversation first.
Yep. So for this one, right? From
Yeah.
this month, actually, our initial revenue is about like 21 something, and we can get about 22, and that's not usually the case. Previously, before COVID, I think the data is more like we have a better initial revenue, and then we increase by let's say the last year, right? For example,
Can we
last
see that
month, yes,
initial
we can
revenue?
see the wait,
No,
yeah,
we
we can
can't.
see the initial revenue for each month of the year actually. So for example, like this, we
Oh,
get 200,000 and then we get 157. So usually it's the current the in month revenue is a bit lower, slightly lower than the initial revenue, right? But the trend
okay.
actually recently changed that we usually have about as much as the initial revenue at least. But considering that we only have like around 13,000, then what's 13,000 times two? 26,000, is it?
Yeah,
Or
26.
maybe if let's say we can achieve the same effort as January, which is about 22,000. So that's 23,000 plus 13,000, which is 36,000 ish. And then February has less days, right? It has 28 days compared to January, which has 31 days. So 41 is it's a lot, right?
A lot. Okay.
Yeah, perhaps we can. Yeah, but we still have to have more than 33 or even better.
Okay, so back to our goals previously set by Mr. Jing to cover the operational and Bukit Vista. Basically, it is 33. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the chair. You want to lead the discussion?
Okay, so from the last conversation, uh, we get a conclusion that we need 41,000 so that we can get less negative growth. And then VD comment that it is a hard task to achieve since to achieve 41 we have to reach 28, yeah, and there is two times of 13 the first uh, the revenue that we have get until now. Any are you agree with VD? Maybe we can go to Novel first. Do you agree with VD?
Yeah, if logically speaking, it's very logical, and yeah, I mean, if you ask me, I agree or not, I of course I agree with him, but the main question is how do we fill that gap? I think.
Okay.
Uh, is that all,
Yeah,
Novel?
yeah. It's about Mr. Chair.
Okay. Uh, I have an ideas. How about to talk about the ideas that we find from the McKinsey intelligence paper from Sajid, and do you have any ideas that we can apply so that 41,000 is logical?
I think Lilis also concluded on a few strategies that we could take over from there. I think one of them, Lilis, we had short-term and long-term ideas, right? I think
Hmm?
the one that will be more suitable would be a short-term idea. Um, I think a short-term idea. What was the short-term idea? I can't remember what we concluded as a short-term idea. Do you remember, Lilis?
Don't ask me. You can open the paper.
Oh, 1 minute.
You should remember that. Don't
What a
ask.
short-term idea we. Okay, so yes, so basically it was the staycation kind of thing that was mentioned by many of us on our research findings. I think starting with Rizky, he itself mentioned the idea of staycation, taking the pictures, screenshots from uh, Traveloka. And yeah, so basically I think a staycation kind of marketing tactic would potentially help us, according to what we discussed that day. But yeah, from the McKinsey report, that's one kind of takeaway that we can have. Yep. That's all, Mr.
Okay, thank you, Sajid. So from the discussion, we know that we have the strategies, but we we also know that it is hard to reach 41,000. I want to ask Lilis, is the idea that we get from the McKinsey paper, is that applicable, or what is in our control? We apply that strategy or how?
Okay, so actually, as because the topics of the leadership discussion previously is not this one, we moved to leadership discussion for the leadership structure. So I haven't discussed it with the other team actually, but from my sides for the long term, for the short term strategy, I think have I forgot actually. Have we do this campaign previously, Vidi? Do you have any uh
Yeah, we did a similar campaign, not exactly the same, but similar from for the loyalty funnel. I believe it is the one share
the
one.
one review
Yeah,
one?
one review one. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, yeah. And then also, I believe the marketing team also kind of like did
Mm.
something like this, the work from Bali experience.
I think it can be connected to website campaign. Do you think from
Yeah,
this?
yeah, yeah. This is possible. This is possible.
Okay, this is possible.
But again, just to remind regarding this one, there is that what is the reception of the locals for this idea?
Working from Bali.
Yeah,
Uh
yeah. We had because we had this discussion before, right? Yes.
oh. Okay, with Mr. Ding, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, working from Bali, like staying, I don't really know. We don't have exact data, right, about that. I mean,
Oh yeah. But
but if like people working from Bali, I guess many people like that, like the one that's staying in villa, for example, in Bali Prime, they work in Bali. Actually, that's why they can afford renting a villa.
yep, yep, yep.
I think, yeah, and some of the people currently they still accept it. I mean, the property owner,
Yeah, of course, property owners are.
of course, accept it. But
Yeah.
for the Balinese, ini I don't really have a evidence.
Yeah, and we also have PR right now, right? So we can deal with that kind of stuff.
Okay, so will this be correlated with campaign, website campaign? Yeah.
Yep, 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 yep.
Like,
That will work. And
okay.
it's there are always like awareness associated with this kind of campaign,
Yeah.
aside from like the revenue wise. And if I may, I would also like to add something actually. So regarding the revenue, right? Do you guys think do you guys have any visibility whether our guests have a standardized experience when being in a Bukit Vista partner property from pre-hosting and hosting and post-hosting?
Can you repeat again the question?
Do our guests or any potential guests have like standardized experience? Maybe some guests do not have a if they do not have standardized experience, some may experience something worse than the other or better than the other one. Is there a standardized experience for all guests of Bukit Vista? From Bukit Vista side, not from the property or area wise, but from Bukit Vista.
Okay. Would you like to offer to the chair or would you like to lead the discussion?
Oh no, to the chair first.
Okay, so let me repeat the question, ya Kak. The question is the Bukit Vista guests have a standardized experience when they came to a stay in Bukit Vista property?
Not
Is that
only
right?
stay, because our context is also regarding revenue, right? For example, like in the pre-hosting period, when there are inquiries and so on and so forth, are there any standardized like how a guest should be treated? How do you, yeah, those kind of paper? I think it's available, but the completion, I believe, the HR team is also building that. If I'm mistaken, right? They just did it like earlier this week or last week. Have you got a chance to to view that, Lilith, to revise it at least, or like just to audit it?
Sorry, for the guest experience,
Pre-hosting documentation, like,
pre-hosting
yeah,
documentation,
inquiry conversion best practices.
inquiry conversion best practice, pre-hosting experience. Wait, inquiry conversion, it's not a pre-hosting process. Pre-hosting process is when they already be our guest.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Because it's during the reservation, yeah.
yeah, that's reservation, not hosting. Pre-hosting is like first when they booking,
Guiding to,
then
oh
we
yeah,
give a welcome message, like not welcome message, something like a uh warm apa namanya, warm welcome for the guest. Thank you for booking with Bukit Vista, something like that.
yeah. Then maybe, yeah, maybe my diction was wrong. Regarding the inquiry conversion best practices, have you got a chance to take a look at it, or anybody read it yet from PI?
Um, for the workshop, kan?
Not only the workshop, I think they have this document that they're constructing in HR.
Okay. I don't have the chance to see that.
Yeah, maybe it could be a good idea for us to at least check it and find a way to actually measure it, because
Right, right.
yeah, it might increase our probability to convert the booking and therefore uh, get more revenue, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I think tracking is really important right now. The tracking part, like how do we know that people are doing what their standards, something like that. I think, and also the PD team is also trying to focus on that on the month of February regarding the tracking of operational and also SLAs.
Okay. Inquiry conversion document from HR.
Okay, is that all, Kak Vidi? Or uh, we will see any oh, okay. Okay, since it is already 4:07, can we discuss it in the next Scrum? Is that okay, Kalilis?
Yes, yes. Siapa namanya? Rizky.
Okay, okay. For the last discussion, I will conclude that yes, it is hard to reach 41, and we have strategy from McKinsey intelligence paper that we have discussed before, and also Kak Vidi mentioned that we have to check and evaluate the case journey. Start from the inquiry until they came to stay. Yeah, that is the conclusion from this discussion. Okay, so for the next three discussion, we will discuss it on the next Scrum. Thank you for today. Thank you for today's Scrum. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Oh,